What's good, everyone? Finally, the time has come for this boy to finally get that upgrade that he desperately needed. I wasn't expecting this unit to be absolutely broken or anything with Extreme Z Awakening, just make him current and somewhat viable, and they certainly did so. With that being said, let me just break down the unit. I do want to let you guys know I do have the showcase for the physical version of Super Trunks with the EZA coming out later today. Just wanted to knock out the strength type version since he's got level 10 links. The physical one's kind of in the mid-range, 5 or 6 link levels, but I certainly do plan on covering that later today, so again, be on the lookout for that. Okay, so Super Strength type Super Trunks with the EZA. Leader skills, all types key +3, HP attack and defense increases 60%. I guess you could potentially use this guy as a secondary lead in Battlefield with those settings. Super attack will raise attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy, and greatly lowers defense. The passive skill is kind of based on a certain amount of rotations and whatnot, a little bit different from the physical version, but attack and defense increase 100%, plus an additional key +2 up to a max of 4, and attack and defense increase of 50% up to 100% at the start of each turn. Disables enemy guard, plus an additional defense increase 100% for 10 turns from the start of turn. And then a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when there's an ally whose name includes Vegeta, Kid, Junior, etc. excluded on the team. So starting off in the gameplay, you're going to see Super Trunks linked up with the Super Vegeta. I really had every intention of doing so whenever Super Vegeta was announced. I wanted to link these guys together. So the second half of the video, you'll see it with the Hybrid Saiyans setup. So you'll see a little bit of a difference in rotations, but just kind of wanted to give you a heads up on how the rotations were for the showcase. Now, in terms of link levels, or link skills, Golden Warrior at level 10 will be all enemies defense minus 10% and key +1. Messenger from the future is attack increase of 10%. Super Saiyan is attack increase of 15%. Royal Lineage is key +2, attack increase of 5%. Soul vs. Soul weakens enemies regeneration, key +2, and attack and defense increase of 5%. Prepare for battles, key +2. Attack and defense increase of 5%, and then Fierce Battle will be attack increase of 20%. So a lot of good stat boosting skill sets within the link setting. In terms of the category, this guy does have a bunch. Hybrid Saiyans Future Saga, Full Power, Time Travelers, Vegeta's Family Super Saiyans, Android/Cell Saga, Bond of Master and Disciple, Rapid Growth Saviors, Connected Hope, Heavenly Events, and Attained Evolution. So a lot of stuff. For the showcase, again, I went with the Super Saiyan category team for the first part, and then again, like I said, the second part will be the Hybrid Saiyan setup. From a stat standpoint, I mean, you already saw it, but HP is 15,550, attack is 16,788, and defense is 10,326 with the 12 key multiplier as 135%. And honestly, before the EZA, I did test out this unit a couple times, and yeah, this guy certainly did struggle from offensive and defensive standpoint. I mean, if you look at the stats prior to the EZA, he simply just had an attack increase of 70% of the start of turn for the passive. So yeah, that's been quite different now. Plus, the super attack has got a lot more stuff added in. I mean, it went from causing supreme damage to enemy and lowering defense to raising attack and defense for 1 turn, along with causing supreme damage to enemy and also greatly lowering defense. So a lot more practical functions around this unit, and I think it's certainly going to be a lot more usable. Like I said, more or less, I really did want to link this guy up with the Super Vegeta unit. You might as well, right? I mean, it's both the Super Vegeta/Super Trunks unit. I thought about bringing in the exchange unit to just kind of mess about a little bit. Maybe I'll do that in a separate entire team showcase, but that'll be a little bit interesting, I think, in my opinion. But we'll kind of have to see how that works. But yeah, overall, I mean, like I said, I'm very, very satisfied with the upgrade for both this version and the physical version. I haven't had a chance to test out the physical version, but the physical counterpart of Super Trunks, I think he's more immediate in terms of fully activating everything in the passive skill, whereas this one it's kind of based on conditions a little bit. And of course, you do want a Vegeta type unit on the same team in order to fully take advantage of Trunks' passive skill ability. So that's the only thing there, and you're missing that piece essentially in this team format, where it's mostly just Hybrid Saiyan units, and a lack of a Vegeta unit will drop the defense down. I think, you know, with Vegeta included, you're looking at an average about 200k for defense for Trunks, and then without him, probably anywhere from like 130 to 160k range toward defense is what I've noticed. So again, it kind of fluctuates up and down depending on, you know, what type of support type units you have on rotation. I kind of just decided not to give a shit in the second half and just kind of try and see how you know, high the stats could get, both from an attack and defense standpoint. So you'll see a lot of double support rotation in this segment, but at least for the first part, I kind of wanted to keep it somewhat realistic, where it's more so like how you would typically run a team. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the difference between the two scenarios, but I think it's okay. You know, it gives you two different perspectives on how the unit performs. You know, one being a realistic setting and the other being a more optimized rotation, I guess, so to speak. So that's really my take on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious about the physical version. Unfortunately, I don't have level 10 links across the board. He's kind of stuck in anywhere from like level 5 to 7, I think, but it'll be quite interesting to see how that unit performs, because of, you know, the way the unit performs is a little bit different from the strength type version. I'm glad they did that, where they kind of give you the option of utilizing certain units in certain situations and just kind of, you know, make them a little bit more differentiated. I think, in my opinion, is probably a good way to go about it, especially when, you know, the units have the same name. So again, I'll probably end up doing a showcase, or maybe I'll do a race with Nolar, with, you know, my team versus his, and just kind of include different Super Trunks types units in the rotation. I essentially could probably do that, because one rotation I would essentially have Super Vegeta and the strength type Super Trunks, and then the offsetting rotation I would have the friendly Super Vegeta and then the physical version of Super Trunks, and then just have a couple of floaters. I think that's probably the way I'm gonna go about it. So it'll certainly be an interesting one to test out. I'll have to see, you know, how the unit performs differently. Like I said, I haven't tested it out yet, so up to this point, I'm a little bit blind to the physical version in terms like actually testing it. Whereas, you know, I've kind of, you know, I'm aware of what he looks like on paper, basically, right? But I haven't really tested the unit yet. So again, look out for it later on today. Should be interesting, and we'll see what difference, you know, he makes versus the strength type. But either way, these two units getting the EZA is an extremely good thing. I think I share the same sentiment to a lot of you guys, saying that I've been waiting a long time for this to happen. So now that we have, you know, some of the other units like Trohan and whoever that have gotten EZAs, you know, the opportunities are endless in terms of like some of the other units that we're still waiting for, right? I think the one that needs to happen is, first of all, Dokkan Awakening for the strength type Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, and then an EZA followed up after that. Hopefully they'll do that in some sort of, you know, celebration down the road, but that is one unit that absolutely needs one. I mean, speaking of which, the physical type Super Saiyan 2 Gohan recently got an EZA on JP, and I'm very happy about that. I can actually use him as support again on a lot of these showcases now, especially with the Super Saiyan units, because his defense is actually better now with the upgrade. So yeah, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but I'm a little bit excited about this guy's EZA. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, got a glimpse of how he does at 100% and level 10 links across the board. As always, thanks for checking out the video, and certainly stay tuned for the next one. Alright, with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace out.